Hello, ladies and gentlemen, Rosie here, and I play Dead by Daylight, so you don't have to. I was gonna make the bitch boy video a little bit sooner than this, but I actually decided I wanted to actually get my hands on it first, just because I wanted to give it the same kind of analysis we gave DC Merchant, where DC Merchant, she was kind of out for a little bit, and I played it for a second, and honestly, I even still think I made the DC Merchant video a little bit too soon, just because of the fact that I still think her rework is actually very good. Her rework was actually very good. I'm sure in the PTB it was fucking terrible, but after they buffed it, like, she's actually still really fucking good. She's actually still fucking good, and that might make Survivor salty. It might, but I think if you give the DC Merchant rework an honest chance, you will find that she is just as obnoxious as she was before the fucking patch. Because the drones can actually fucking injure now. If you can create a fucking board state that new version of her likes, you can basically keep the survivors perma-injured, which is actually way better than the shitty exposed variant that she had before, where they could outlast it still and you wouldn't get value off of it. Keeping them perma-injured is super fucking nice. And that's the kind of thing that she lets you do. So I've been liking that rework. But this rework, oh no, boys. What did they do to my baby boy? What did they do to you, bitch boy? Oh no, bitch boy. You got the short end of the stick, buddy. They done massacred you, didn't they, boy? Needless to say, what's disappointing about this is, for me especially, this is a rework I didn't even really want a rework. I wanted the character buffed. I've been waiting for like a set of changes for this bitch for honestly almost a year now. Basically, bitch boy, at one point, when they left him the way he was after his atrocious fucking release, if you recall, in the PTB, horrible, unplayable garbage, got no buffs coming to main game. And so when he came to main game, oh fuck, we needed to like emergency buff him, and then they buffed him again at mid-chapter. He was still fucking terrible in the mid-chapter buff, so they had to buff him like 3 fucking times to get him in a state where he was fucking usable, right? So any changes here, they needed to, like, I think approach this with caution, just because it's really easy to turn this character trash again. It's very fucking easy. So, they made the correct decision, in my opinion, to leave him alone when he became in a tolerable state. Well, so they made the correct decision to leave him alone, but then the environment around him changed. More killers came into the game. So, like, the way that the mechanics worked, he honestly, for a little bit, was honestly one of the better characters in the game after his fucking, when he became usable, he became like a fucking A tier due to the fact that his camping game was like borderline Leatherface levels of good. Like, his camp game was actually fucking phenomenal. And his tunnel game, phenomenal. Like, he actually was like one of the better characters in the game. I don't know, I forget where he peaked on my tier list back in the day, but he used to be really fucking solid, if y'all remember. So, like, but that character, wasn't solid anymore. Over the years, the base kit BT fucking pretty much gutted him, to TBH. Base kit borrowed for time really kind of just shreked his ability to flow with consistency. The 44 knives change after base kit BT came out. It became a little harder for him to, like, tunnel, because everybody had it, which everybody kind of had it before anyway. But, like, before, like, some people, like you could exploit no BT on, like, one guy and just win the game. Like, you could just fucking do that. And you can't really do that anymore just because of the fact that everybody has it, saying you're running out of knives pretty quickly, stuff like that. The changes to the tile height over the course of the next series of games, like the series of map reworks that we've gotten, the changes to just having fucking tiles be so ridiculously high. It just fucking, the way that the game was going did not favor this character at all, and he fell down and down and down and down the tier list like it's a fucking Disney stock. That's how fast he was dropping down the tier list, bro. So, obviously, guy needed some changes, and I've been advocating for this character to be changed for a while, so the fact that this character was going to receive changes meant that pretty much I was gonna try to meet whatever they were gonna give him halfway. Okay? And for the most part, I still kind of am. I'm still trying to meet the decision here halfway because there are aspects of these changes that do work. And we will start with those just to be nice. The two aspects of this change that do work are the decision to make him a 115 killer. That is very nice. That is very fucking nice. Moving 115 with Bitch Boy is very nice, and I wish the 110 variant moved at 115. I really do. The 115 movement speed on the character is nice because it allows you to switch between blades to get basic attacks more frequently. It's just a nice change. Next, no recoil. No recoil. I know some PC master race fucking clowns be like, I never even felt the recoil, bruh. The no recoil change is nice. It's definitely helping him be played on console, and it's definitely just a good change for him overall. He never should have had recoil in the first place. Stupid decision in the first place to put a recoil mechanic on this stupid character in the first place. Should have never came in. The ability to hit without rotating has been given an insane quality of life change due to that fact, and that aspect is really nice. So those two changes are good. The rest of the changes, bad. The rest of the changes are kind of fucking rough. We will start with the most noticeable change you will be seeing here, and that is that the main event was completely reworked. The way that main event works now is you fucking hit after 8 blades, so after one health state, main event procs. And you will notice that main event is a lot fucking slower. It is fucking kind of really worthless now, TBH. You still can't perma-store the fucking ability, which is still a pain in the ass, because you still can't really let the ability shine, like when in a situation where it still would be a little bit more usable. You still can't like save it for those moments where it'd be like, I would really love main event right now, and I don't have it. But the thing about it is, main event was totally destroyed. The aspect of main event, like main event was always, even when in his worst, whenever this character was at his worst fucking stage, main event was actually a very underrated ability. Back when in his first form and his first variant, main event was honestly the fucking thing about the character that was low-key working the best. So, what they were cooking there with what main event was, well, I was on board with that. The issue with the main event was that it needed to be perma-stored. And they kind of really took it out of commission when they changed the amount of blades required to actually proc it, because then it became kind of a more useless ability that could kind of help if you were camping, and there were some instances where it could still do things for you, but like, overall the ability was bad, not so much because of what it was, because of the activation condition was just a little rough. So it's just like, if you just had made this character 115, maybe do the 8 blades. Yeah, I'm still okay with that, but keep main event the way it was. I think they could have made something really decent here, but just they overtuned him. They overtuned him. The main event has been totally fucking destroyed, and that is a disappointment, because main event was the most fun thing about the character, and now it just kind of sucks. It just sucks. So what main event is now, it is just an increased throw rate, because they nerfed his fucking throw rate as well. The character now throws knives a lot slower. Your power is now worse for the addition of, like, they gave you 115 movement speed, but as a result, your power was heavily gutted in terms of the throw weight and main event. Like, everything about your power was actually kind of nerfed. And they gave you 115 to compensate. They gave you 115 and no recoil to compensate for the fact that your power is now kind of ass. And that's honestly really disappointing because of the fact that this character didn't really need a whole lot of tweaks. He's just, I said this on my stream, right now this new variant of him is just really fucking lame. Despite anything you might want to say about it being better or worse, I think he's just hasn't really changed much on the tier list. I think they gave him a few things, but they took a lot of things away too, so the things that they give him don't really matter because they took too much away. If this is the result of a 115 trickster, if every nerf that they gave him was to compensate for the fact that he is fucking 115 movement speed, now you prefer the 110 variant. Because the power was just better. The power was just better. 8 knives, again, 8 knives is a lot. It's just a lot. This is something when he came out, the debate of should we keep him 110 and give him reduced amount of knives versus make him 115 and keep 8. I think the correct play with this killer, honestly, was to keep the 6 and keep the 110. Because 8 knives is fucking terrible. Like, there's just situations where, again, you're chucking so many knives at them, and it's like, what the fuck? I haven't gotten an injure here yet. Are you fucking serious? And again, the character's ability to actually fucking spread injures, I believe, kind of has been buffed due to the fact that he's 115 now. Their ability to consistently get basic attacks with this character is much better. I mean, it is amazing how much that 5% movement speed really does matter again in certain situations. The ability for him to spread injures versus group survivors is buffed because you just fucking whack them and then you don't lose as much distance, etc., etc. So it's like he feels the 110 bitch boy had a certain amount of clunkiness to him because of the fact he was 110. And then, like, the further reduction to the speed with the power and stuff. Like, I don't know. I just don't like the new variant. I'm currently going to start labbing the add-on to increase the throw rate by 5%. Maybe that'll fix a few things. But it's just you spend a lot more time fucking basic attacking now because when you're at the range where the power is usable again, it's like the power is going to use it and be able to chain knives to get 8 hits because I need 8 again. You're at the distance where it's like, just fucking hit him with your basic attack. That's why, like, I don't like it. The power feels especially useless. Like, you have to be at a tile for it to be usable, to keep the pressure up on them. And that's just the fucking worst way to play this character. They exemplified all of the ways to play him that are stupid. Like when you play Bitch Boy, this is another thing I said on stream, you play him to use the power. And it's like the character he's always had, like, the debate of, do I just basic attack them here or do I have the power here? This rework exemplified the basic attack versus the power. Let him basic attack more. It's just, I just don't know, man. Seeing the 115 bitch boy, I just prefer the character being 110 because it gives them more of an excuse to buff his power. Because now, because he's 115 and has better fundamentals and can play the game again, it's like, okay, well, you don't need your power to be great because you're 115 and so you don't need your power to be excellent, right? You have the fundamentals of the game, and it's like you have a bit more pressure and can hit them at tiles. And again, there are instances where 115 on this character is actually really helpful. Well, the ironic thing about this is like the way his power works and 115 have a very nice synergy together, where it's like you can like do some. And again, that might be just because everybody is kind of used to him being 110, and they're not used to him having that extra oomph in his actions when he's rotating around things. So it's like the mind games are like. Are more skewered in your favor right now because they are not used to you being 110. And then, of course, there's the stupid portion of the player base that doesn't even read patch notes, so they don't even know he's fucking changed, right? They don't even know the full details of the changes that they gave him. Which, I mean, this was just... I don't know what the purpose here was. Like, did we do this to tone him down? Because I know survivors don't like playing against him, but it's just like... What did we do here? Why did we fucking do this? I really just don't understand it. Like, the throw rate, he feels just, the 5% movement speed, well, honestly, this is going to sound kind of off topic, but kind of makes me worry about the Hag just slightly, because Hag is a killer whose 110 properties are not aging well, and she is getting looked at in a future update. They confirmed that on, they released a chart about what the next fucking, the things that are happening. Hag is getting looked at. So you might see her potentially become 115 too. And it's like, if the transformation of a 110 killer to a 115 killer, this is not a fantastic start for me. That's just kind of random and kind of off topic there. No Myers buffs, by the way, that they said they were going to do. That's something like 110 killer can't really do that. So it's like it helps him place some of these tiles just a little bit better. But it's just you're heavily nerfed and much more boring to compensate. Main event is anticlimactic as fuck and is a very boring ability. Might as well not even have it. Might as well not even have the fucking thing. It's kind of worthless. So I honestly hope they fucking look at him again. Like, I hope we are not done here yet. Because I just find this set of changes very sloppy. Whereas Skull Merchant, well, it's like the Skull Merchant changes were sloppy too, but the buffs to the Skull Merchant changes were much more thought out. So I'm hoping that they will realize that they kind of ruined him and kind of maybe revert a few things. I just wish that we got our hands on the PTB version first, just to kind of like, because this just feels like nerfs for the sake of nerfs. And again, it feels like the start of a solid idea for him was here in terms of what to do with this power. But I think the nerfs that came in from the PTB really got in their way and have created something where it's very similar to the way he was before. Whereas why not basic attack is a bigger problem than it should be. And again, whether the issue I have with why not basic attack thing specifically on him is because, well, why not just pick a different fucking killer? If you're going to run around prioritizing basic attacks over your power, that's not the sign of a well-designed power from the beginning. And that's something, again, that he had a problem with when he came out, and you were 110. And the issue was, why not basic attack when he was 110? I feel like the decision to up it from 6 to 8 might have been a little too much, especially with the 17 nerfs they gave him from the PTB. I think they should have tested 7. I think 8 is just a lot. It's a lot to fucking ask. I don't know, dude. And with how trash main event is as well, not giving him any, like, this rework was just sloppy. It was sloppy and not really well thought out. And maybe he felt better in the PTB. Maybe it's the nerfs that were not well thought out. I don't even think he needed nerfed at all from PTB. I don't think he needed that. I don't think he needed that. I was hoping he would fly under the radar. Scott Jump was not going to make that would happen. He made a video on how Bitch Boy couldn't stay the way he was. So, like, it's just they heavily toned down version of something that was probably going to be pretty good. Probably a mid-tier, again, probably a mid-tier fucking option. But it's just not a good rework. And from what I understand, most of the people that actually play this character agree that this rework is fucking trash. So that's my 2 fucking cents on poor Bitch Boy who was fucking destroyed. Good job, devs. Good fucking job.